The 4,000 satellites orbiting Earth right now, and all of the history that has been made exploring space were inspired by one brilliant piece of technology. Sputnik was the first man-made satellite to ever be launched into space, and it caused several life-changing impacts on the United States and the world. The Soviet Union's Sputnik took off in 1957. The launch began the 20-year space race where many accomplishments were made in space. Only 22 days after launch, Sputnik purposefully burned up in Earth's atmosphere. After this, the Soviet Union launched 2 more Sputnik satellites. Sputnik traveled at 8,000 miles per hour and transmitted radio signals, a beeping sound, back down towards Earth. Sputnik was a metal sphere about the size of a beach ball, with a booster to help it move. On the back were 4 metal antennas that helped broadcast radio signals. Sputnik wasn't very advanced in its capabilities, but the satellite had many influences on our society. The launch of Sputnik caused the United States technology to fall behind the USSR's. Because of this, Dwight Eisenhower, the U.S. president at the time, heavily funded the U.S. space program, and NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, was created. The United States took a huge step ahead of the USSR in 1969 when 2 men safely landed on the moon and returned back to Earth. Sputnik caused the United States to focus on a national problem in the country: education. Americans were worried that the current education system wasn't producing enough scientists and engineers. Soon after, Congress passed the NDEA, or the National Defense Education Act. This was a $1 billion fund to permit high-quality teaching in science, math, and foreign language. The NDEA also provided low-interest college student loans. Leaders believed that advancements in education would produce smarter citizens, and therefore more advancements in science and technology. The United States science, technology, and engineering were also revised and heavily funded after the launch of Sputnik. Today's internet was created, and computers and television became widely accessible and a routine practice for many Americans. Sputnik also influenced pop culture in both the United States and the Soviet Union. The polio vaccine was invented, and interstate highway systems were built, mainly to transport military vehicles and equipment in case of war. The systems provided easier travel for the public as well. These advancements during the 1950s and 60s made life easier for many Americans. The successful launch of Sputnik was a shock to the United States. The Soviet Union wouldn't release a lot of information about Sputnik, and many were uninformed of what it could do. The satellite passed over the United States 7 times a day, and many Americans were worried that Sputnik would drop bombs on them or spy on them. The Soviet Union's missiles at the time could travel up to 4,000 miles away, meaning that they could hit the United States. The launch of Sputnik raised tremendous Cold War tensions. Beginning in the late 1940s, the Cold War lasted for nearly half a century. Sputnik also fueled the arms race. Sputnik led to a review of the U.S. defense systems as well. This was because the rocket that launched Sputnik was originally designed to carry nuclear warheads. This time period was mostly about which country would assert dominance over the other. In the late 1950s, the USSR started boasting about their superiority and growing ICBM stockpiles. After this, America started developing its own ICBMs to threaten the Soviets. Missiles were becoming more and more powerful. If the US and USSR fired bombs on each other, it would have been the worst destruction ever seen in history. So they made life-changing advancements in technology instead. Lives all around the world were changed by Sputnik. The present day would not be the same, and the many advancements in technology may not be here today if it weren't for Sputnik and the spark it left for the world to endure.